About 7:30 p.m. local time here in northeastern Florida on the 3rd of September. I would hope that this video will be the last one that I do that talks at all about this storm. Now, curiously, the mayor of Jacksonville, and I live about somewhere between 50 and 60 miles south of Jacksonville, has said that, quote, they're expecting the worst of the storm to start hitting their city at midnight. Now that's 5 hours away. The storm is 250 miles away, moving at 6 miles an hour. Now, it's been a while since I had a math class, and I'm not up on the whole Common Core math thing, but if I do the math on that, that seems a little wrong, for lack of a better word. Actually, it seemed a lot wrong, and that's probably the best word. Even if it would double in speed to 12 miles an hour, in 5 hours, that's 60 miles. I'm almost 60 miles south of Jacksonville, and it's not even raining here. It's not even misting here. It's cloudy. There's barely a light breeze. And the mayor of Jacksonville thinks that the storm, the worst of it's going to be here in 5 hours. Anyway, it's clearly moving north. And, I just wanted to show something real quick for the folks that said, they never said it was going to go inland. Yeah, they did. They literally said nothing but that for like the first week. That it was going to come here, it was going to go across into, and I've got a friend in Delray, so this was kind of a personal thing. Delray Beach is like right here just by West Palm, and it was going to come inland and it was going to swing north and go over Orlando. And this is one outlet that said that, and here's another saying the exact same thing. I'm glad I saved the imagery. They all of a sudden changed this like a matter of a few days ago, 3 or 4 days ago. And they even allude, there's an interview, I'm not going to show it, with Bill Hemmer and the president of the city council in Jacksonville Beach, where he pretty much says the same thing. It's been almost impossible in Florida to get a bead on what the hell's going on. Now, that having been said, I would like to show you guys something that is pretty incredible. And it's over here, and it's in the Bahamas, but there's a lot of you that have taken issue with some of the things that I've shown because they're not quite so perfect, the angles and the way the lines light up. This particular shape out in the middle, and I've taken all the lines off so that you can see this for yourself. People asked me, how did you find this? Pentagon, out in the middle of the Yucatan Peninsula. I said, well, I went to the Brazilian one, the one on Alcantara Missile Base, and since there are 5 angles and 5 sides of a pentagon, I drew those 10 lines out and then followed those lines. And lo and behold, one of them went right over top of this. And for those, and I've said there's no paths to it, there's no roads to it. Some of you have said, oh, well, it's covered by the canopy. Really? Let me show you something here in this region. Now, this is about 5 or 6 miles away up here, and you can see that they've created some type of a path or a road. I want to show you, and it dead ends right here, how big this is. And you can see the jungle is starting to reclaim it. Now, the one in Brazil, the one on Alcantara Missile Base, they have cleared the jungle away. You can see literally the dirt. This one is just the trees are a different color in the shape of a pentagon. But I'm going to do a quick measure here to show you this. All right, let me show you the distance in feet. This is a 25-foot wide trail. This right here would be about an 8-foot wide trail. You could see an 8-foot wide trail. And if that doesn't convince you, over here, there are some ruins. These aren't modern buildings, these are ruins. And in this region, there are some very tiny footpaths that they have created that you can see. And they're only a matter of about 4 feet wide. Now you have to zoom in to see them, but you can clearly see them. Here's one right here. Do you see this line? They've clearly created some type of a very small road. And I'll measure this for you. Okay, right here, that's measuring 3.64 feet wide here. This is, for those of you out there who have done drill and ceremony in the military, who remembers the old marching cadence, 40 inches all around? That's basically the square that your body stands in that prescribes your arm swing, how far your hands are apart and how far they go back forward to the back. 40 inches. That's about 3.5 feet, roughly. So you could clearly see even a single person wide path in the jungle. Now, let's look over here. There is nothing even remotely like that over here. Nothing. No matter how close you zoom in, this is solid canopy. I don't even know that you would be able to see this from the ground. You would need to see this from where we're seeing it from space, or very high above, and be able to hover, and then knock out these coordinates and then send somebody to confirm. And the shape is undeniable. And that you could draw lines from both this to the Pentagon in DC and to the Pentagon in Brazil and have them line up on those angles, the chances of that is astronomical, even if these were the only 3 things found, but they aren't. And for those of you who are new, I will show you this thing in Brazil. This is the Alcantara missile base. The reason I was even here was because of the announcement of this quote-unquote Space Force, and that DC had recently leased this. This was one of the most important military bases to the Brazilians. They would not have let this go for anything short of some incredible concession that we don't know about yet. Now here it is. This Pentagon, cut out of the forest in Brazil, is exactly the same, measurement-wise, as the interior courtyard of the Pentagon in D.C. And that's why I was looking here. Another one of the reasons I was looking here, and I'll just leave with this, is I thought, man, what a cool duty station this would be. You know why? You see this over here? These are the barracks. This is the beach. Guys, military guys out there, can you imagine? Can you imagine literally having your barracks walking distance to the beach in Brazil? Wow. I mean, that was one of the things that I was going to initially talk about when I started all this. And like I said, when you draw the lines, it's pretty undeniable. I've cleaned the one up in DC to almost down to less than a foot perfection. I've even drawn multiple pentagons so that I can make sure that all of the lines line up exactly. And some of them are off by fractions of a degree, And over distance, it seems like it would be a lot. But some have asked me, what about continental drift? Glad you bring that up. I mentioned that a lot of these line up with this thing we found in um, Antarctica called a Stargate. In that series, there was a TV series and a movie. One of the things they had to overcome was stellar drift. That they couldn't initially get the thing to work. And they had to figure out, the coordinates that they had found to program the locations weren't working. Well, it had been thousands and thousands of years, and they hadn't allowed for stellar drift. So once they put all of that in, that's how they got the Stargate working. So there might be some kind of soft disclosure in that. That's all I can think. But here's the strange thing that I found in the Bahamas. Now, down here, there was this part of the ocean floor that, strangely in the shape of a pentagon, was not growing any kind of algae or had any kind of rock or anything. And very near to it was this strange platform shape doing the same thing. That these could possibly be some type of ancient ruin, maybe. But I found more. Here's one where it's actually growing, kind of the opposite. And a larger one out here. Now, here's the weird part. This particular pentagon, this point goes exactly 279 this way, 99 this way. Now, what makes that odd is that it mimics the Pentagon in DC. The Pentagon in DC is aligned 10 degrees off of the cardinal directions, meaning that one of the points doesn't point directly west. It's 10 degrees north of west. This is 10 degrees east of north. You get what I'm saying? This one does the same thing. Now, it's 9 degrees, but that could be just a factor of the way that it's being perceived from space. But exactly 99 degrees, if you would draw right through this angle, guess where it goes? Well, 99 degrees is this way, 279 is this way. But if you go through the 279, you guys aren't going to believe this. And I did this multiple times to prove this. That's Mar-A-Lago. One of the angles of that pentagon goes right through Mar-A-Lago. And I know this is something that you guys remember, the face, third phase of moon face, found down in Antarctica? It had one eye open, one eye closed, the mouth was a slit. One eye closed, one eye open, mouth was a slit. Now it's lining up with that. It's a very strange shape for a building down here, for a resort. I don't know if this out here is some type of a putting green or, what they use this weird oval for out here. But it goes right to it. And as if that wasn't weird enough, look what's right off the coast. And you can find this in even the web-based Google Earth. There is a perfectly shaped diamond platform right off the coast of Mar-A-Lago. Now, what that is, I don't know. And I'm going to go ahead and let's see if I can kick that off real quick. There. You can go find this for yourself. That's just flippin' weird. See that? This is normal. This is what you would expect to see out, off the coast. Probably some rocks, some algae, just some different weirdness. You see that kind of stuff everywhere. See up here? Perfectly natural, perfectly normal, nothing to see. But right off the coast of Mar-A-Lago, guys, one or two things lining up, that's weird. 3 or 4, okay, maybe you're onto something. This many? Nah. Anyway, but I'll leave it there and let you guys find this stuff for yourself. That's why I give the coordinates. That's why I say download Google Earth Pro. That's why I've given a few hundred people my own personal KMZ file so they have all of the locations that I'm seeing. So anyway, God bless, like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much for the support, and we will see you next time.